Hello, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm always excited to see you guys. I don't get to meet a lot of people in my day-to-day life for obvious reasons because of gang stalking and whatnot, and being pretty much harassed and stalked and rejected by the majority of people in society or whatever, which I have to deal with on a daily basis. But whatever, you know, I've become sort of immune to it, you know what I mean? So I don't care that much. But something happened today. I was sitting, chilling out at McDonald's. I usually go there. I order a coffee. I sit down, I sip on my coffee, and I use the Wi-Fi basically because I don't have Wi-Fi in my house. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, and I see this chick. I see this chick, and she's pretty good looking. Face wise, maybe not that much, but still, like she's a decent, probably you could say a seven at the very least. Pretty tall. She had a nice ass, like really nice body. So anyway, I kind of check her out, and then she sort of looks in my way, but she doesn't really give me a sign. Like you know what I'm talking about. Like because throughout my experience with women, when the girl likes you, she'll give you like a sign. She'll either start playing with her hair, or there'll be like you could see like a spark in her eyes, or they'll give you like sexy eyes, or she will smile at you, or she will do something, right? Some women I've seen will even start tapping on their pussies, right? I swear to guys, like I swear, guys, I've seen this before. When the girl is so into you, like sexually, they'll do that kind of stuff. Some women will face you and open their legs if they're sitting. Like a lot of signs. It's funny, guys, because I actually, based on all my experiences with women, I've actually written a book, which I'm going to share down below in the description. One of the books that I wrote a long time ago. It's about sexuality, basically how men can sort of prosper with women. Basically, everything I know about women, I just put it in that digest. It's like a 70-page sexual digest. Yeah, it's not like I'm like some kind of crazy expert or something like that, but I do know a thing or two. So I definitely think that I can help some people out with information. But anyway, the thing that happened here, and I just I felt kind of stupid about what I did. Is that she didn't give me any sign. There was no indicator of interest. There was no sexual sign. Nothing. She didn't flick her hair. She didn't give me any sexual look. There was nothing going on. Right. It was cold, and that should have been a warning to me that I shouldn't like approach her. But I don't know why I did it, and I actually felt quite anxious when I went to approach her because she was sitting at the complete opposite. Like she was sitting pretty far away in the restaurant. I felt a lot of anxiety, and that doesn't usually happen to me when I approach women. Like I don't know. I'll give you guys a tip about like women because I know that most of you guys watching are men. 95% of my subscribers and the people that watch are men. Funny enough, but give you a tip about women is if you're feeling a lot of anxiety when you're approaching a woman, that's a sign that you shouldn't approach. If you're feeling a lot of anxiety, there's a problem. Because on a deep instinctual level, your body knows that this approach is not going to work. Like it's not. And of course, this girl was quite good looking. She looked like the type of girl that could get any man that she wanted. You could maybe say that she was a little bit out of my league. Maybe not out of my league, but she's definitely, you could say, as good looking as I am. So obviously that's not a good thing. Like you want to sort of have that that effect that you're like more good looking than the woman. That way it kind of works out. It's not always like that, but anyway, just that anxiety that I felt. I don't usually feel that when I approach women. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? I was like, nah, and that made me feel some kind of resistance inside because I was like, don't be a fucking pussy, man. Don't be a fucking pussy. Like, go and do it. You know what I mean? So I went and did. I grabbed a coffee again, another one, and I went and approached her. And my German guys, I don't like to speak in German. This is one of the things I hate about this fucking country. There's a lot of things I don't like about Germany, but I don't like to speak in German. I'm not very good at expressing myself. I feel like when I speak in German, my personality gets kind of lost. You know what I mean? Like I can express my personality very well in English, but when I talk to somebody in German, like you can't feel my fucking. I can't feel that personality. It's like it gets sterilized or something. And German is already a pretty horrible language to begin with. So anyway, so I went to her and I said, hey, like I said to her in German, like I don't want to like disturb you or anything like that, but my name is Anise, and wanted to know what your name is. And she just kind of kept looking at me like there was this cold, very cold, fucking almost psychopathic look on her face. Like, I'm not saying she's a psychopath, but there was just this cold look, sort of like it wasn't even that she was surprised I was talking to her. It was more like, like fuck this guy. Why are you talking to me? You know what I mean? Why is this happening? So anyway, so I said, what's your name? But she didn't answer to that. She just kept staring at me in a very cold way. And I said to her, like, is it okay if I talk to you? And she flat out said, no, I don't want to talk to you. And then she said something sounded kind of insulting. I don't know what it was. I didn't really hear it very well, but sounded like a cuss word or something like that. And then I just left. Uh, I just decided to leave. Now that's a failure, obviously, but why am I sharing this with you guys? Good question. I guess the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because it's been a long time that I approached women. It's been a long time that I did anything with a woman. To be honest, like the last time I got laid was literally fucking like 10 months ago. I swear to God. And I don't know. I've been feeling kind of in the mood lately that I should be like maybe talking to women or approaching or doing something. I think it's always a good thing, even when it doesn't work out, because you don't really lose anything, right? But yeah, this was a total failure, and it's quite funny because it's my fault because when you approach a woman, your spidey senses, your instinct is saying like, don't approach this chick. You're gonna get rejected, and you don't feel that there is some kind of enthusiasm, or you don't feel that there is some kind of sexual signal or something like that. Don't approach because this is what's gonna happen. And this is the problem, though. This is what happens is when you don't read into the situation very well and you go and you approach blindly, bad things going to happen. You know, when you read things properly and the girl gives you like signals and she gives you sexual signs that she's attracted to you and then you approach, then it's good. Then it works out. And you have to also see it from the perspective of the woman. Like women don't want men to. I mean, the reason why men give these indicators of interest and sexual signals to men is because women, especially the good-looking ones, don't want men to approach them when they're not interested. They don't like that, by the way. So she only wants you to approach when she has given you a sign that she wants you to approach. It's kind of like yeah, it's kind of like somebody posting a video on YouTube and makes it private, and then he sends you the code so that you can watch. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Anyway, so this was kind of funny. It's a failure, but failures happen all the time. It's not a big deal. But I never let failures get to me. It happens all the time. I've had some pretty successful moments with women in the past. So I'm not fussed, you know. I mean, this is not like a blow to my self esteem or something. It isn't. But yeah, I've had some pretty successful stuff that happened to me in the past with women, and I'm gonna tell you one story, guys. You're not gonna believe this one. You know, it's funny that my journey with women is really really funny. That like the, like I used to be a total loser with women. Like I used to have no success with women. I was a virgin until I was 22, guys. Literally until the age of 22. That's pretty fucking late to lose your virginity, you know what I mean? But the past is the past. You know, and I used to have friends that I used to hang out with a lot when I was younger, when I was 17. I remember that one day we went to, decided to go to see some prostitutes, to go to a whorehouse. And that was actually a pretty bad experience for me because I mean, a lot of a lot of funny things happen in that whorehouse. I'm not gonna get into it. I think it wouldn't be appropriate to talk about it. But yeah, so basically, I went in there. There was this Turkish prostitute. She was good looking, and I tried to have sex with her, and I couldn't get it up. I couldn't get my dick up. And she got pissed off. She got angry. She called me crazy. She was, fuck you, you crazy. There's something wrong with you. You know, she was really, really insulted by the fact that I couldn't get it up. And that was especially because she really liked me. That prostitute really liked me because she was like, oh my God, you're so good looking. You look like my boyfriend in Turkey, you know. Like she was saying a lot of good things about me. Like, yeah, because mostly with prostitutes, it's just like, hey, you know, here's the money, let's fuck, you know what I mean? But with her, she seemed very, like, very positive. Anyway, so that was a complete fiasco. That was a complete failure, and it stayed with me for quite a while. I think it's part of the reason why I never tried with women after that until I was 22. I met my first girlfriend was 22. I'm not gonna go into details. I told you guys when I was in the hospital in France, she stalked me there and blah 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 whatever. But yeah, I mean, after that, when losing my virginity after 22 years old, I started to become much more successful with women, and it actually got to a point where I'd become so successful with women, like extremely successful with women, to the point that I could compare myself to other dudes and say, "Wow, like you got some mad skills, man." You know what I mean? And that's me being like objective, not being subjective. You know, what I mean, just objectively saying, you know, you got some mad skills. I'll tell you guys a story. Actually, funny thing is, I was sitting in this hotel in Brighton. This is in the south of England, and I was just sort of chilling out in the lobby, drinking like a bottle of wine, and this cute older woman passes by me. She's 45 years old by the looks of it. She's pretty good looking. She's got a lot of love handles, as they say. So she's kind of curvy. That's exactly my type. So anyway, she passes by me. She waves at me like this. And of course, you know, when a woman waves at you, that's a pretty strong, it's a pretty strong signal that the woman really likes you, and you could probably sleep with her if you wanted to. So anyway, she passed by me. She waves at me like that, and then I follow her around in the corridor. She goes to her room, and there is some dude sleeping there. I don't fucking know who it is, and I didn't care. She puts her phone there or something, and then I fucking drag her. Like I take her by the arm, I drag her to my room, which was like a couple of rooms away from hers, because she was staying at the same floor. Yeah, so I drag her into my room, and I swear, guys, not even 5 minutes went by, and we fucked. Like literally, 5 minutes went by, and we totally fucked. Like I just drag my to my room. She comes in my room. I think I crack open a beer or something, and then we smoke a cigarette or some shit. We talk about some random stuff, and then this is kind of funny. She calls me a cunt. She looks me in the face, and she's kind of giving me some like there's like some sexual innuendo going on, and she looks me in the face and she's like, "You're a cunt," and I don't know, man. Probably in because I can see from my analytics that most of the people watching are Americans. Probably in America, a girl calling you a cunt is probably not a good thing. But you have to understand that this is England. This was in England, and in England, well, cunt can also be as I use it an insult. It can be a very bad insult, but it also has a double meaning in English culture. That a cunt is somebody who is like on top of the tree, who has everything. You know, somebody who is. It's kind of like say somebody who is a jerk. Like he feels like he's got everything, so he can just behave whichever way he wants or something like that. Whatever. Because guys, I was technically behaving a little bit out of bounds. You know, for me to like fucking drag her like that into my room, that's a little bit. You know, that's a little bit pushing it. You know what I mean? Even for me. So anyway, we talk like, really literally 5 minutes. She calls me a cunt, and then she lays on the fucking bed, and start taking off her clothes, and you know we do the deed, and she was like shouting, like I'm sitting there banging her, and she's like shouting like fuck me hard, fuck me hard. It was funny, man. And I'm trying like to fuck her as hard as possible to make her like enjoy it because I like when a woman enjoys it. Like it's not just about me, I mean, I'm not the type of person. I like when a woman enjoys it, right? But man, she was bleeding all over the place, man. Like there was blood coming out of like her vagina, and the bed sheets were covered in blood. It was all bloody. Somebody coming in there would have been like, man, this is like a rape scene or something. You know what I mean? But anyway, but nothing bad. It was mutually consensual. She was the one literally shouting like fuck me hard." You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. And yeah, that was an interesting experience. What ended up happening is she wakes up the next day, like we slept in the same bed afterwards, and she wakes up the next day and she's like, yeah, she has a sprained what do you call it? Yeah, her pelvis is like sprained or something like that. Like she had difficulty walking, and she had to go to the doctor for that, and also stuff. But then she called me after a couple of days. She was like, I'm doing okay. Everything's fine." But yeah, that's an interesting story. And I think it's quite funny. Like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm just talking off the cuff. Like this video is not going to be too serious. It's not like it's not something that I'm like organized about or whatever. So, but yeah, I find it quite funny that there were situations in my life where I did some pretty crazy things with women, and I was really, really successful, and I just had that boldness and confidence, and just went for it. And there were some situations where I don't feel like that. I don't have that confidence. I don't feel like I'm very successful with women. I'm trying to figure out why that is. It comes and goes. It fluctuates. I remember when there was this time when I was in England after I quit my job, and I spent a couple of months in Brighton. That was a really good time for me. Like that was in 2019. I met a lot of women. I had a lot of sexual experiences. Like a lot of things happened. You know what I mean? And I just didn't have that fear of like approaching one. I just approach a woman, talk to her for like 2 minutes, and bam, she'd give me her number. Like no fucking problem. You know? No self doubt, no conversation going within myself like should I be doing this or should I not be doing this? You know what I mean? But yeah, but yeah, it comes and goes, But that's actually something I wanted to talk about, which is if you're able to get a girl to open her legs for you within 5 to 10 minutes of you meeting her, you're definitely doing something right. You know what I mean? Like that means that means you got a pretty good level of skill. Like you know what you're doing. You know, because most guys can't do that. Most guys got to go through the traditional route. You know what I mean? They gotta take her number, take her out to I don't know a date, lunch, drinks or whatever. They might have to do a couple of dates, maybe 2 3 days before they can actually bring her to her bring her to their place and bang her or whatever. So yeah, if you can do that, then you're playing at a much superior level. But yeah, um, yeah. Anyway, I don't have much to say about this. It's just it's quite funny how it fluctuates. You know, what I mean, there's sometimes in your life you just have that like life energy where you want to go explore, do be adventurous and meet women and that kind of stuff. And then there was sometimes where it doesn't work out. It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And, I mean, I don't like to toot my own horn. Like I'm not telling you this to sound like a jerk or a pompous jerk, like I'm better than you or something. Like I began this video with telling you about my failure. Like I'm telling you now, I'm telling you at the beginning of this video, like how I failed. You know what I mean? And it does happen to me. It does happen to me that I fail. So you can't always get what you want. You know what I mean? In life, that's just the way it is. Anyway, guys, gotta keep this short. Hope you guys doing well. That you stay strong. Don't let these fuckers get to you. Don't let these fuckers get to you. You gang stalkers, don't let them get to you. And if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and comment.